All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show on Onebar with Lupagus. This episode, we're going to talk about if the Vikings could, if they should be looking to trade Blake Brandel. But first thing is first, cheers to Jim Marshall, R.I.P. Lost him today, 87 years young. One of the best Vikings of all time, one of the best damn football players of all time.
Yeah, 270 consecutive games with the Vikings. It's a damn travesty he's not in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. And again, skull to Jim Marshall. Another sip coming his way.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Marshall, like you and I didn't get to see him, but clearly, I mean, 19 years with the Vikings, one with the Browns.
Yeah.
Stats up the absolute butt. One of the best players. Like you said, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm trying to think, like, who is your version of Jim Marshall? Because everybody, like the T-Basses, the Davies, all those guys, like this was their guy growing up. Like, who's your Jim Marshall?
I mean, it was probably Jared Allen to the point he finally got in the Hall of Fame. Just that comparison and the impact he had in the field. Like, why is it taking so long? So that'd be gotta go Jared Allen.
I think I'm going to go Harrison Smith, just the longevity. Was with the Vikings the whole damn time. Jim Marshall had 1 year with the Browns, but I think like Harrison Smith and like Jimmy Kleinsasser just lives and breathes Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, definitely a great. And you know what? I'm having another sip for him.
Cheers to him. Rookie card. No big deal. So yes, Jim Marshall, sad day. He actually owned a bar here at one point, and the dude, not only a fantastic football player, he would sit at the bar, kids, whoever would go for his autograph, he had no problem signing. He was having some drinks, just a very laid back, nice guy. But let's get into Blake Brandel.
Let's get into Blake Brandel. Yeah, Bleach Report naming him kind of surprisingly to me as a player the Vikings could trade. And if you read the article, they don't exactly say overly kind things about him when they talk about him in it.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Lupagus. He's not very good. He's really not very good. And I don't like, so obviously the article, they did an article, one player from each team that they think that team could and maybe will trade. When you look at the Vikings history, they have been pretty good at offloading some offensive linemen. The Vidarian Lowe's, the Jesse Williams, the Ed Ingram. I'm missing one.
I believe it was Jesse Davis, but yeah.
Ezra Cleveland. Like, they have no problem getting picks for some of these guys. And if you get a pick for Ed Ingram, you can get a pick for anybody. But Blake Brandel, they say, you know, he's not a starter anymore, and basically he's not very good.
Well, yeah, and you got to think, you know, what positive does he have? It's the versatility. He can play guard or tackle, so he does give you some options there if you have some injuries on your line. I'm just looking behind him on the depth chart. Like, if you do trade him, who's stepping up? Is it going to be like, I mean, Logan Brown, but he's strictly a tackle? I mean, I don't know who you have that you trust. Joe Huber, maybe? Does he step up in camp? Is that what makes him expendable?
I don't think anybody needs to step up to play at the level of Blake Brandel. What makes him appealing to other teams, like you said, maybe they try him at tackle, guard, both guard positions. Like, he has versatility. Blake Brandel's 28 years old. Last year, he was one of the worst guards out there. He had 11 penalties, which was almost dead last for guards. He had 7 sacks allowed, which is almost dead last for guards. His run blocking grade was damn near last. And to me, like, if you can get a 6th-round pick, even a 7th-round pick, I'm moving this guy in a heartbeat because he has really nothing more to offer. If Donovan Jackson goes down, I don't think there's that much of a difference between a Joe Huber or a Henry Bird than Blake Brandel. The numbers I just rattled off speak for themselves.
No, I've been on the get rid of Brandel trade for a long time. Like, he was the leftover, like going in the draft. Like, he was the one position that we didn't upgrade. And you kept arguing like, oh, we know Darrisaw come back. He was way better with Darrisaw there. No, he's ass. He's absolute cheeks. And yeah, I mean, 6th-round pick, that's probably the best case scenario. Would it be a 6th-round pick next year? I don't know. It might be a 6th-round pick in 2027.
It could be a 7th-round pick in 15 years. I don't care. Like, Blake Brandel has, like, they clearly are moving on from him. They spent $80+ million on Will Fries. Blake Brandel is not in the cards. I don't think they even want him on the roster. Just on.
Yeah, and we'll see those trades. I mean, tend to come like the Vidarian Lowe was right on cut day, I believe, and I think, you know, so maybe that's when it happens. You get to look at him in camp, see if he's gotten any better, if there's any hope for him or any reason to keep him around. And also look at your depth, you know, and these young guys, someone has to step up. I still think someone has to step up to show they can at least play very poorly in the NFL. So you feel good about moving them. And Jurgens, let's not forget, I know he's a backup center, but he can also play guard.
Well, and they're playing around with Walter Rouse as well.
Yep.
The fact that the thought of somebody stepping up does not matter to me at all. I don't think there's a drop off between. I'm being really rude to Blake Brandel right now, but there's no reason to keep him. There's zero. If we would have signed like a mid-level free agent to come and compete with Blake Brandel, be one thing. We used a first-round draft pick for his replacement.
We do, and you got Justin School, who's your backup left tackle, so you don't. It's not like you really need him for that reason. I guess you could say right tackle depth. That might be a reason why
I don't want him on the field.
I don't want him either. I'm just trying to think why the Vikings might hang on to him and why he might even be attracted to another team, unless they just don't know about who he truly is on the inside.
Yeah, they just mystery out there. But to end on a good, I mean, Blake Brandel has shown some life at times. Mostly when Christian Darrisaw is next to him because he's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, a former 6th-round pick. We got a lot out of Blake Brandel. Yeah. So I don't want to just completely poo-poo the guy, but if Donovan Jackson wasn't here, it'd be a different story. He's here. Blake Brandel, if we get anything for him, trade him.
Well, let's not forget, this isn't coming from the Vikings. It's coming from Bleacher Report. They're doing their best guess. Again, but it does make sense when we talk it through and really just think about it and look at the depth chart. Like, is he worth hanging on to?
Well, and they might have wrote the report, but if we were to pick one guy that I feel that could be traded, it would be Blake Brandel. Like they picked the right guy.
I think they did well as well. Good job, Bleacher Report.
They did well. Let us know your thoughts on Blake Brandel. My hunch in the comments, a lot of them will be bye-bye Blake Brandel. Get what you can for him. But the main talker is the legend Jim Marshall. R.I.P. to him. A lot of wonderful memories out there. One of the best to ever play. Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Heck yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe he'll get in there and he can watch his induction from the sky. Guys, remember this. You think with Jim Marshall thinking about Blake Brandel. The average person showers for 8 minutes.